Do you love cutting SVGs? And have you got loads of SVG files, just like this gorgeous birthday cake alphabet? And you've probably got hundreds of SVGs that you've built up over the years, where you've downloaded them from me or from other crafters, and you want to make that into a printable image with a pattern. And it's, I'm going to say it, it's easy. And I'm going to show you how. I'm Sarah, this is Extraordinary Chaos, and I'm the crafter and designer behind this channel, and my aim is to help you become your own Cricut designer and understand Cricut and understand how to design your own files and not rely on others, but also where to be able to source and get the files you want for your craft project. So whether you're making your own or whether you're using a base file such as this, and you've probably got loads of different things on your computer or Mac already. Today we are going to turn this single layer SVG into a printable patterned PNG. So let's hop on to Cricut Design Space and we'll get started. And here we are, we have got our alphabet SVG letter in Cricut Design Space, and I'm just going to get rid of that sidebar and reduce the size of the letter. And this is what we're going to use to make our layered file. So first of all, we're going to click blank canvas at the bottom right hand corner. Then we're going to go to the top to colour, and we're going to change the colour of the background of Design Space. This just makes it easier when you are working with white coloured layers. You'll be able to see it clearer. So now I'm going to duplicate that letter and I'm going to turn the top layer white. That's going to be the layer I cut with white glitter. On the duplicated layer, I'm going to go into the contour tool, so the bottom right hand corner, and I'm going to remove the contours of the top of the cake and the dripped down icing and one of the balloons. I'm going to duplicate that and send it behind my white layer, and then with the duplicated layer I'm removing the last lot of elements, just leaving the outline of the letter but removing the balloons and the cake. Now, I know that I've made a mistake here, but I'm going to show you. I've got rid of the letter by accident. If this happens to you, it's really easy to remedy. You go back into contours, click anywhere on the main image. So you want to click on the outline and it brings it back. But that's something that happens often that people ask me about, and it's easy to solve. So I'm going to pop that layer to the back and I'm going to make that a darker colour. And now we're going to remove the contours on our last layer. So that is the back layer. So we're going to go to the contour tool, hide all contours. Bear in mind, if it was a letter A, you need to keep the contour in the middle, but this is a solid letter. And now we're going to add a pattern. So I've changed that colour to yellow, but now I'm going to go to the top and click on print and cut, and then change the colour bit to pattern, and it's in the box. And then you can scroll through and see that there are so many patterns. Now I have made my own patterns, and I sometimes use Cricut patterns, but I'm going to show you how to use Cricut, and I'll show you how to make your own in the next couple of weeks. So I've created my pattern, now I'm going to edit it. And when you go into edit, you can make it bigger or smaller, and it's just toggling it up and down. And that can help with overlaps, or if you want a bigger pattern behind, it's really easy to do. And if you change your mind about your pattern, you can also go back into it. So to me, that doesn't match. I'm not thrilled with it. So I'm going to move my letters out of the way again, click on the letter, go back up to print and cut, and I'm going to filter it by colour. So I'm going to choose anything that's pink or blue, and that will filter it down because there are quite a lot. And then I'm going to choose that one. I think that goes a bit better, and I'm going to pop that on there and then select all, but I'll just align it first to make sure it's all central. Select it all, and then I am going to flatten it. And now we have a print and cut image. So we can either cut this as a sticker or on card, use it for scrapbooking, card making, cake toppers. So we're going to send it to print and cut. So send to the printer, click next, use system settings and turn off the bleed, and then click print. Now the system dialog box will drop down behind, and then best quality. And here you are, the file is printing out, and there it is. So we've printed a single layer into a printable file. So let's see how that cuts. So it's read the sensor marks, and now it is cutting around the edge. Dare I say, it was easy. But it is super easy, and it's all about learning to layer. Once you learn to layer, you can do anything. And that, if you think that that was an uploaded black SVG file, and you can do so much with them. They're not uninspiring. SVGs are amazing and you can make so much. But if you want to make a printable letter, you can. And there you've got it, a printable letter. Now these can be made for birthday cards, and what I'm going to do in the next episode is I'm going to teach you how to make a birthday card printable front so that you can just stick it on a card. And again, another really easy way to make effective cards and use the files you've got in loads and loads of different ways. So thank you so much for crafting along with me. I hope you've learned something today, and I hope you're inspired to run off and find an SVG to make into a printable and to use the patterns, because the patterns in Cricut Design Space are brilliant. But what we're also going to do in the next week or so, I'm going to teach you how to make your own, because again, they're easy. That should be my logo. It's easy. Thank you so much for crafting along. Try the patterns and have a go. I'll put the link to my birthday alphabet, because you can also use that, and then you can make a SVG cake topper and use layers and multi-layers, which I love, or you can make a printable version. And please, when you make them, please do share and tag it with me, because I am loving seeing what people make. Happy crafting, and I'll see you next time.